information and power has shifted from institutions, organizations, to individuals. When the individual has the access to information and therefore has the power to make decisions, self-leadership is king. Self-leadership is king. Because if you can't lead you, please don't lead me. Right? In a time when self-leadership is king, those who can't get themselves to do what needs to be done when it needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not, and still do it well, don't lead, they lose, right? Self-leadership, the ability to get yourself to do what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not, and still do it well. It's a quote from Dan Burris, a friend of ours. Dan's a futurist. He says it's a mistake to assume people know what they might want, because if they don't know what's possible, they ask for too little. Isn't that the truth? So part of our job as leaders is to stretch people's expectations. The more they expect, the more they get ready for. The more they get ready for, the more possibilities they have. And the person with the most possibilities usually wins. See, if you don't get ready for your opportunity, it's not your opportunity. So here's a leader's dilemma. All right, what if I train my people and then they just leave? Well, that's a valid concern. Here's a more important concern. What if you don't? And they stay. That would be self-inflicted mediocrity. Okay?
Jim Cathcart. Grow your business and expand your life. Create solutions and make connections.
The first thing we've got to do is make sure that the critical technology is handled. The CBLF servers. You know, in any suite of technology, the server is what makes it all work. Okay? Would there be any questions at this point? Oh, here, carbon-based life forms. Yes, the human factor. If that's not handled, it doesn't matter how good the rest of it is, does it? I get to Tulsa. I'm looking around for a breakfast place. And I wanted to repeat the pattern I had set up in Little Rock, so I looked around, and I found the symbol of my preferred restaurant at the time, right there about a mile from the new office. There were the golden arches sticking up through the trees. I pulled in under them and parked my car, walked into the lobby of McDonald's, and there behind the counter were two women. One was in her 20s, one was a teenager. And as I approached the counter, the 20-year-old said, "Good morning, what's your name?" I almost went into shock. I mean, think about that. To be asked your name in a McDonald's? I stood there, I said, she said, "What's wrong?" I said, "You asked my name." She said, "The question was too hard?" No. She said, "Then what is it?" I said, "It's Jim Cathcart." "And I'll have an Egg McMuffin and coffee." She said, "Fine, that'll be $1.41. So I paid my $1.41. I got my breakfast, started to walk away. Teenager turned to the 20-year-old. She said, "Hey, Grandma, where are the coffee cups?" "You're a grandmother?" She said, "No, I'm in my 20s. I said, and she said, "Well, you know, they call me Grandma. It's my nickname because I'm sort of the mother hen around here." And I said, "Well, what do you like to be called?" She said, "You can call me Grandma. My name's Marilyn." And I said, "Okay, Grandma." You know, and I went on my way. Now, I came back day after day, and every time I came back, I had the same breakfast. It cost $1.41, and she asked my name every time until after a few days she remembered the name. Then one morning, as I pulled into the parking lot, I knew from what I saw in the parking lot, I knew I had a challenge in the lobby. What would you see in a McDonald's parking lot that would indicate a challenge in the lobby? 2 buses, both completely empty. Now, 2 buses with, what, 45 people per? Empty in a parking lot means 90 head ready to graze in the lobby of this McDonald's. I parked my car, I walked up there, squeezed through the door, looked for the line that was moving fastest, the one that stops when you get in it, right? Sure enough. And then I heard my name, Mr. Cathcart, Mr. Cathcart. And I look up at the front. It's Grandma, Marilyn. I said, yes. She said, your breakfast is ready. Excuse me. So I'm coming through. Pardon me. Walked up to the front, reached for my $1.41. She says, nah, it's on the house. How's it going there? Yo. Went into the dining room and dined, if you can do that, on an Egg McMuffin. Now, here's my question for you. At that particular moment, what do you figure the odds were I might return? Yeah. You figure pretty good, extremely good, or a slam dunk certainty. Okay? But the question is not would I come back, the question is why would I come back? The cuisine? Not the product? Perhaps the price. That was a good price. Place, what would I come back for? Exactly. Grandma. I'd come back, actually it goes one step beyond that, but that's the right answer. I'd come back for the way she made me precisely.